My friend arrived at my door last Friday evening late. She's 40 years old, works at Siemens in Hamburg. Two teenagers at home, a career that asks everything of her, and a body that had been sending distress signals for months. Dry skin, hot flashes, broken sleep. She was already on medication for it, and still she was running hot, still exhausted in a way that sleep wasn't fixing. She arrived too late for dinner. I made her a simple sandwich. We talked for an hour and she went to bed. She slept through until 7 a.m. the next day. She hadn't eaten any of my food yet. She'd had a sandwich. What she hadn't done was follow a simple evening routine. No screens after 9 p.m. Warm tea, feet warm in bed by 10:30. That was right one. Saturday and Sunday we spent together. 8 meals total across the visit. Everything I cooked, everything we ate was built on the principles I'm going to share with you today. Monday morning, she left after breakfast. Before she left, she said, "I haven't slept like that in over a year. What did you do to me?" I've known this woman since 2005. We studied together at Oliver University. She is not someone who says things that she doesn't mean. She is not easily impressed. And she's already receiving Western medical treatment. What happened in my home last weekend was not a replacement for her medication. It was what her medication couldn't give her. The gap between symptom management and actual nourishment. That gap has a name in traditional Chinese medicine. And today, I'm going to show you how to close it. I am Chun. I am the founder of the Calm Strength Method, TCM-based nutrition, rest, and movement specifically for women in premenopause and menopause. And the most important thing I can tell you before you go any further in this, food is 70% of this. Rest is built into the food. Movement comes third. Traditional Chinese medicine, summer belongs to the fire element. The governing organ is the heart. The climate is heat. The emotional quality of this season is joy. But also, when things go wrong, agitation and sleeplessness. For women in premenopause, and I want to be clear, this can begin in your late 30s. My friend is 40 and already experiencing it. Summer creates a specific challenge. Your estrogen is declining. In TCM language, this is a reduction in yin, the cool, moist, nourishing force that counterbalance heat in the body. Summer is precisely the season that depletes in most aggressively. Heat rises, qi moves outward, sweat carries your body fluids with it. If you are already running low on E, which most premenopause women are, summer amplifies everything. Hot flashes intensify, sleep fractures, joints feels dry, the mind won't quiet. You are not broken, you are depleted. And depletion responds to nourishment, not willpower. The Yellow Empress classic of medicine says, in summer, we rise with the sun and avoid exhausting ourselves in the heat of the day. We allow the heart to remain untouchable, not numb, not medicated, not pushing through, untouchable. That is a state your body can reach, but only when you know how to feed it with what it needs and rest in the way the season requires. Li Shizhen, the great physician who completed the 本草纲目, the most comprehensive material medical in Chinese history, completed in 1565, understood that food is medicine. Literally, what you eat changes the temperature, moisture, and movement of qi in your body. These are the three things that formed the foundation of every meal I cooked last weekend. First, black sesame. Black sesame is one of the most important nourishing foods in Chinese medicine. Li Shizhen documented it as a tonic for the kidney and liver, the two organ systems that govern hormonal balance, joint lubrication, and deep sleep in women. In modern nutritional terms, it's rich in calcium, magnesium, plant compounds that support estrogen metabolism. Science has arrived at the same destination the medicine reached 400 years ago. My friend's dry skin, kidney deficiency. Black sesame directly addresses that. How I used it, I ground a tablespoon of black sesame with a few walnuts, another kidney tonic, and stirred it into warm koji each morning. Saturday breakfast, Sunday breakfast, Monday breakfast. Before she went home, she said on Monday, my dry skin already felt different. 3 days. That is not placebo. That is nutrition doing its job at the cellular level, guided by a framework that has 2,000 years of observation behind it. Second food, mung bean soup. Every summer across China, families made mung bean soups, not as a wellness trend as a daily practice, passed from grandmother to grandchild for centuries, because it works. Moving clear heat from the heart and the stomach in TCM. They restore body fluids without suppressing yang. They cool the system gently from within. For a woman who is running hot, waking up at 2 a.m., feeling irritable without clear cause, this is precisely what the body is asking for. My recipe: 100-gram green mung beans, 1 liter of water, simmered 40 minutes. A small spoon of honey when cooled down. Drink it at room temperature. Never cold from the fridge. Cold suppress spleen yang and makes everything sluggish. My friend drank this each evening instead of wine. By Sunday night, her third night, she told me she hadn't woken at 2 a.m. once. For someone who had been waking there almost every night for months, that is significant. And she is on her medication. The pills hadn't stopped the 2 a.m. waking, the moving soup, the early dinner, the evening rhythm, together did. Food 3. Lotus root. Lotus root nourishes the heart and calms what TCM calls the shen, the mental emotional clarity that premenopause so often disrupts. When the shen is disrupted, you feel anxious. Without obvious causes, you can't settle. Thoughts loop, you are tired but quiet. Lotus root is also rich in vitamin C, potassium, and dietary fiber. It supports blood sugar stability, which matters enormously for premenopause women because estrogen fluctuation directly destabilizes glucose regulation. Blood sugar instability at night is one of the main drives of that 2 a.m. wake up. How I use it: sliced thin, stir-fried in sesame oil with a splash of rice vinegar and a pinch of salt. Simple, it has a gentle sweetness and a satisfying crunch. My friend asked for it again on Sunday. Her body was telling her something. I want to come back to Friday because I think it's the most important data point of the whole weekend. She arrived late. I made her a sandwich. Nothing fancy, nothing elaborate, nothing medical. What I did do was this. No screens after we finished talking. Warm jujube tea, red dates, simmered in hot water. Around 9 p.m. Feet warm, windows slightly open, so the room was cool. In bed by 10:30. She slept until 7 a.m. on a sandwich. That tells you something important. The rest protocol is doing significant, independent work. The food compounds it, but the everything rhythm alone, the way you wind down when you stop stimulating your nervous system, the temperature of the room and your feet, that is already medicine. TCM, the gallbladder meridian is active between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. This is a deep restoration window. If you are still on your phone at 11, still processing the day at midnight, your body cannot enter the window properly. The 2 a.m. waking that so many pre-menopause women experience often happens because the system never fully reset. The summer evening rhythm I gave my friend and that I follow myself is this: dinner before 7 p.m. Light, warm, easy to digest. No screen after 9 p.m. Warm jujube or chrysanthemum tea at 9 p.m. Feet warm, 10 minutes. Warm foot soak if you run hot enough. At night, it draws young energy downward, away from the heart, away from the head. Room cool, body warm, in bed by 10:30 p.m. In TCM, rest is not what you do when you have nothing left. Rest is the resource that everything else draws from. You build it deliberately. This is the part that your medical treatment cannot give you. Medication can modulate your hormone levels. It cannot teach your nervous system how to descend. I want to offer you something beyond the protocol. My friend is a highly educated, analytical, rigorous woman. She works in energy sector. She does not accept things on faith. When she left on Monday morning, she didn't say, "That was lovely." She said, "I need to understand what you did so I can replicate it at home." That response tells me something about why TCM is not better known in West. It doesn't require faith. It requires a framework. And once you have the framework, the results are replicable. What worked in my kitchen will work in her kitchen because the body's intelligence doesn't change with geography. Chinese civilizations has maintained one of the longest continuous records of human health observation in history. The 本草纲目. This one alone documents over 1,800 medical substances tested across generations. This is not hysteria. This is a different kind of science: empirical, systemic, and seasonal. Western medicine is extraordinarily good at crisis intervention. TCM is extraordinarily good at sustained fertility. They are not opposite. My friend's medical treatment is managing her hormone levels. What I gave her managed her daily rhythm, her nourishment, and her nervous system together. They produced 3 nights of the best sleep she had had in over a year. This is the construct method, not either or. And your one action this week: try one evening of the rest protocol. Dinner before 7 p.m. Screens off at 9. Warm tea, feet warm. In bed by 10:30. Just one night. Then, if you want to add the food layer, start with mung bean soups this evening. 14 minutes to make. Drink it warm. See what happens at 2 a.m. If you want a full schedule, structure, 8 weeks, all 3 pillars: food, rest, and movement. The complete summer eating plan, the in-recovery protocol, and the movement framework that honors rather than drains your energy. The CSM Autumn cohort opens August 10th. The link is in the description. Subscribe if this is what you've been looking for. Like if it made you think differently. And I will see you Saturday, where I will show you the